Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. Today's the 5th of June, 2017, and I am showing you the 2017 cover to the Economist magazine. Now, a lot of channels, including my own, went through this ad nauseum when it first came out. Everything, all the symbolism here. Many people had many different ideas about what all these meant and what they were pointing to. Well, one of my subscribers just sent me a document or a letter from himself, and there's something that we all missed. Donald Trump just went and visited the Pope, correct? Now, just to refresh everybody's memories on exactly what this card represents and the history behind it, listen to this real quick by Gon Shimura.
The Tower card, quote, "When the Tower appears in your tarot reading, this can signify a sudden shift or sudden change, just like the Wheel of Fortune, which is another card in this Economist cover, by the way. It can signal a coming upheaval, disaster, or revelation. The Tower is closely associated with the planet Mars." Now, when we take a look at the actual card itself, there's no indication of anything related to Mars, at least initially. But as we go through, it'll become evident that whether on purpose or not, there's some interesting patterns in here that suggest foreknowledge of biblical prophecy, or at least some sort of prophetic insight. And the person who put this together was conscious of that channeled spirit. I don't know, but all indication is that there's foreknowledge or some sort of insight into Bible prophecy, and I'll show you what I mean here. First off, the tower itself has a cross on the front of it and what appears to be a letter that is nailed to the door. Now, this is clearly a reference to the Protestant Reformation, when Martin Luther nailed what is known as the 95 Theses on the front door of the Catholic Church, which means the focus is clearly Christianity or the church here. And perhaps the lightning striking the tower and the tower crumbling represents the reversal of the Protestant Reformation, which would cause and create a community of Christians all across this country and the world who could be considered a remnant. And if you don't believe me, it was this past summer when there was a big Protestant-led event with Hillsong United and a lot of well-known preachers and pastors, including the Pope, who gave a video message to the crowd. And we talked about it before, the Ouroboros symbol of reset, along with this guy, Nick Hall from Pulse, being called a voice to the next generation for Jesus Christ. You know, this evangelist who seems to have brought this Protestant church back under the wing of Catholicism and the Vatican, which we know has been infiltrated for a long time with a very, very dark spirit.
So there you go. Martin Luther is directly associated to this card right here on the tower, which is representative of the Vatican, Catholicism, Christians, you name it, because it's very, very open to interpretation. But the fact that Donald Trump is sitting on the card next to it with the label of judgment, and the card is actually leaning over and touching this tower card, listen to this. Not only did Trump present the Pope with the lotus flower called Rise Again, but he also gave him a book of writings by Martin Luther King. I never even saw that. It just went right past the goalie, and I haven't heard anyone else say it either. So my subscriber, Steve, wrote this to me. He said, "Hey, Richie, I will try to keep this short. However, we overlooked one of the gifts that Trump gave the Pope. I was focused on Martin Luther King Jr. in his books and statue, but that was just to throw us off. I praise for eyes to see and ears to hear daily. I put on the full armor as well. I like that about you. Anyways, you are one, yeah, blah, blah. Trump, bottom line is Trump, through symbolism, said to the Pope, I will resurrect Osiris, the lotus, and I will hand you the Protestant church, Martin Luther. This is my gift to you, the Vatican. The Pope could care less about JR, but he does care about the protest and the splitting of the Satanic Church. This Halloween will be the 500th anniversary of the Martin Luther protest. Economist cover 2017, Castle Church with the 95 thesis nailed to the door. The Pope is coming back to the U.S. this year to bring all religions together." Wow. Now, when we saw this, a lot of people played it off. A lot of people said this was absolutely just nothing. But this mattered. This proves again, without a doubt, that Trump was in on this from the beginning, because this came out well before any of this even happened. Trump is playing his role, just like he would have to. I don't understand why people think because he's a billionaire, he can somehow throw off the chains of the bazillionaires, the trillionaires that actually run things, the people that don't even use money anymore. They weigh their wealth in tons of gold. But the gift that Trump gave to the Pope is represented right here on the Tower card. And it's no two ways about it. If that doesn't make sense to you, you do not have eyes to see, and I don't know what to tell you. At any rate, Richie from Boston, like, share, subscribe. This is going to be an interesting next couple of months. I am out.